I have a theory. It's a bit of a stupid bullshit theory, like most, but still. I have a theory. Gatherings either hate me or love me. It's because over half the gatherings I've been to, I've either got lost on the way there or on the way back, or something bad's kind of happened. Let me explain. I'm going to talk about 3 gatherings where the travelling there or back from has just been completely horrific. Sheffield. I went to Sheffield in August of 2012, this summer just gone, and I went with my friend Alice and we were driving to Sheffield and everyone was meeting in this place called Meadowhall, the shopping centre. For once we were on time to a gathering and we met everyone, and obviously we got kicked out of Meadowhall after about 5 minutes because there were hundreds of people there, so the security guard kicked us out. And everyone said, oh, let's go get on a tram and go to this gardens. But I'd left my car in the parking space in the Meadowhall shopping centre, so we decided that we'd drive to this gardens. But no one knew the address, so we went and asked the security guard, who was kicking us out, what the address of his gardens was. Good idea. Adelaide and Lauren and Sarah decided to join us, and they probably wish they hadn't because we got quite lost. Anyway, I put it into the sat-nav and we drove, and we got to the place where the sat-nav was taking us to, and there was nobody about. There was no gardens or anything. So I got out of the car and asked someone where the gardens was. He goes, I'm not sure, but I know there's one in Sheffield. What? Am I not in Sheffield anymore? No, you're near Manchester. What? How did I get from Sheffield to near Manchester? We've only been driving for about 20 minutes. I was really confused. Anyway, we managed to ring Luke and we found the gardens and it was all great and it was a great day. Stupid sat-nav. Manchester. I went to Manchester, it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and it was a really great day. Rachel convinced me to stay for the gig, which I'm glad I did because it was amazing. I think it was the best part of the day. And her dad gave me a lift back to the station, and I got to the station and there were no trains to Liverpool. They'd all been cancelled from about 3 o'clock, which was, you know, great. I decided to get a train to Chester, and then my mum said she'd come and pick me up from Chester and take me back home. So I got on the train and I asked the train driver how long the journey was going to be, and he said it was about an hour with no stops. Which was great, you know, an hour, it's not bad to Chester. But then after about half an hour of the journey, we stopped. And then about 10 minutes later we stopped again, and then again. And all these stops were about 5 minutes long, and I was wondering what was going on. And it was about an hour and a half into the journey, and someone had come up to the train driver door and asked him what was going on, and I overheard because I was sitting quite close. And he said that we'd been diverted. He hadn't told anybody. No. So he said, oh, we'll get there in the next 5 minutes. Did we? No, of course we didn't. We didn't actually arrive in Chester till 2.5 hours after the train had left Manchester. I didn't get home till about 1:30 in the morning. I was completely shattered. But like I said, it was a great day and it was well worth staying, so you know, never mind. Reading. Now, a lot of you know what happened in Reading. It wasn't great. So me and Alice again drove down from Liverpool to Reading, and it was great. It was fine. We left really early and we were making good progress, and we got to this part of this motorway, and the next junction was the one that we had to turn off on. But of course, no, it wasn't that simple, was it? No. The motorway was closed at that point, so we had to go off the motorway with everyone else, and we were following the diversion signs, which just stopped. Of course they did. So we didn't know where we were going, and the stupid sat-nav was trying to take us back to the motorway, which we couldn't go on. Anyway, in the end I managed to set the sat-nav so it was avoiding motorways, and we got there in the end and it was fine. It was a great day, great evening, and it was a great second day. Except for the fact that on the Sunday I woke up and we were going to go put stuff in the car, and the car park was closed on Sundays. It's not my fault, there weren't any signs anywhere, like nowhere to be seen. We tried asking taxi people if they knew what the number was or what to do, and we even were going to ring the police and ask them, but they said it was not their fault, and in the end basically we had to pay £60 for an extra night in the hotel, which was great, and we had to drive on the Monday. So we were supposed to get back on Sunday evening at about 7 o'clock. We didn't actually get back till Monday evening at about 6 o'clock. About 24 hours late, and then obviously Alice had to drive back to Wales where she lives, so she got even later than me. Not the best experience I've ever had, let's be honest. But people say to me, does that not put you off driving again? If there was another gathering in Reading, would you go again? I'd say yes, because it's cheaper than the trains for 2 of us to drive down. The motorway's not always going to be closed, and I'll know where to park next time. And I don't get it when people are like, oh, they've had such a bad experience that they're never going to travel again. If I hadn't travelled, if I hadn't driven down, I would have missed out on all of that, and it was a great gathering, and I'm so glad I went. It was one of the best weekends of my life, and it's not going to stop me travelling to other places, because if you don't go, you're missing out. So you have a few bumps along the way, and you know, what I've learnt from this, you're always going to get where you want to go to, because you're not going to be stuck in one place forever, let's be honest. I was never going to be stuck in Reading for the rest of my life. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I'm saying grab opportunities when you can. I don't know, I'm turning this into a really serious one, but basically I wanted to tell you my funny stories about gatherings and why they hate me. Or maybe love me, because in Manchester and in Reading, they obviously didn't want me to go home. So gatherings must love me. Think about that one.